know this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, so I hope you stick with me through this video. If you didn't, you ain't a ride or die. What's going down, y'all? It's your girl Shay, and I'm back with another video. And if you're new, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely go ahead and hit that notification bell down below so you can stay tuned in and never tune out. So on today's video, guys, we are going to be doing something a little different. As you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be giving you 10 things that I've heard while being disabled. So I did go ahead and get this idea from Boss Beauty. She did something a little similar. It was 20 things not to do / say to a wheelchair user. So I'm going to be giving you guys things that I've heard. Things that you shouldn't really be saying. This video is not to talk about anybody. This video is not to cause any controversy. This is just my personal experience of what I've been through since I've been disabled or since I've been in a scooter. You know, some people just don't know. Some things you're just not supposed to say. Let's go ahead and get right into this video. The number one thing I would say don't do is don't stare at somebody. Like, why are you staring? I can understand if you're a kid and, you know, children always stare at me. That's nothing different. You know, now that I've got used to people staring, I don't even know that people be staring half the time, but people around me that hang out with me know, like, dang, they show staring. Like, if you're an adult, don't stare. I can understand if somebody's attractive or you just may be curious of what's going on. That's understandable as a human being. I get it. But just don't, like, my every move, you're staring at me. I don't understand why you're staring at me every move that I make. Like, if I'm going to the right, you going to the right. If I'm going to the left, you going to the left. Like, why do you have to stare? The second thing that I'll go ahead and say is number 2. Don't come up to somebody and say, what happened to you? Personally, I understand if you're curious and really want to know what's going on with somebody. But in my opinion, it's like, hey, how are you? Can I get a good afternoon first? Or what's your name? Maybe can you something to drink? Maybe how are you feeling? Something like, just don't randomly come up to somebody that's in a scooter or in a wheelchair or a disabled period and say, what happened to you? In my mind, I'm taking it as like I have a broken neck, like maybe my head is backward, maybe my arm or something fell off in the middle of the mall. You're acting like I am the worst thing that you've ever seen. And I know that may not be the case sometimes, but I feel like you shouldn't just really go up to a random person that you don't know. First of all, you didn't give me a hi. Second of all, you didn't say hello. Third of all, you didn't ask me my name. And fourth of all, you don't do that. You just don't do that, okay? For anybody next time that's maybe watching this video or maybe commenting, it's okay that you may ask me questions or about what's going on with me or why I have a scooter or why this or why that. But can you say hi first? Is that too much to ask? Can you figure out what my name is? Number 3, I would say that I get all the time, that I've heard a lot of the time since I've been a scooter user. Like, you're too pretty to be in a chair. I never understood why people felt like that was okay to say to people, because you never know how anybody may take it. You're too pretty to be in a chair is like anybody that may be somewhat attractive shouldn't be going through anything bad in their life. If you find yourself looking at a pretty wheelchair user or a handsome guy in a wheelchair, don't say you too fine to be in a chair. Like, dang. Like, you finna snatch me up if I was walking. We just gonna go on to the next one, okay? Number 4, I would say, don't ever ask me, you wanna race? No, I don't wanna race you. How fast does your chair go? I don't know. I don't really care. As long as I get from point A to point B in a time that I need be, I don't know. Talking about you want to race. I usually get this from older people that come up to me. Oh, you want to race? I bet you I can beat you. And they have a walker. Like, if you want to race me to the bank, maybe you gonna give me $5? I think not. Number 5, I would definitely say is, don't talk to somebody else that I'm with and ask them what I need. Number 1, that's one of my pet peeves. Don't speak to somebody else that I'm with to ask me what I need. I've been in, for example, Subway to make a sandwich. I'm going in there with my mom, I think at the time, talking about, do she want some meat? Yeah, I want some meat, some cheese, mustard, and mayonnaise at that. Now, there is in some cases that they can't speak for themselves. But if you already see me coming in, laughing and kikiing and ha 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 with my own people, don't sit there and ask someone what I need. I know what I need. I know what I want on my sandwich. Do I want it toasted or do I not want it toasted? Okay, you can ask me that. Number 6. So I've heard this billions of times. Millions and trillions of times, okay? Somebody has asked me, if you can move your legs, why are you in a chair? And this is a grown adult. Again, I understand people can be curious. That's perfectly fine to be curious. But you don't know what type of disability somebody's going in. Obviously, they're in a chair for some reason. They're not just in it for fun. I'm not in it for fun. People fail to realize that just because you're in a wheelchair, just because you're in a chair, you're just automatically paralyzed. And some people are paralyzed, but in my cases, I'm not. And I'm able to get up and get down, you know, because I deal with arthritis. I have pain. I can't be on my feet longer than 5 or 10 minutes. Like, that's how bad my arthritis is. So walking around a mall or a park or anything that may cause me to be on my feet longer than necessary with my disability, I need a chair. Don't come to somebody and ask them, I seen you move your ankles, so why are you in a chair? I see you eat, but why didn't you brush your teeth this morning? You can answer me that, I will answer your questions. But that's just me being petty. I would never say that to anybody. But still, I feel like that should just be something you don't say to people. Okay, number 7. Can you have sex? Anybody can have sex. Your uncle's having sex. Your mom is having sex. Your grandma and your grandpa at 92 years old is still having sex. That topic shouldn't even come up unless you are trying to get to know somebody, when I mean relationship-wise, dating. But that should definitely be the last thing that you ask, especially if you're dating somebody that is a wheelchair user or a scooter user or do have a disability. Can you have sex should be the last thing that you ask. Why are you curious right now? You should be trying to focus on what my mind is like. If I may or may not kill you. Like, can I have sex? Your dog is having sex. What you mean? Number 8. I don't want to make anybody feel like their kindness is not being appreciated when I say this. But don't tell me, good for you. Good for you for going outside and looking at the sun. Good for you for getting up and going to school. I understand that there's a lot of people that are disabled and can't get out, but sometimes that's not by choice. So when I do something or accomplish something, I feel like you shouldn't say good for you to a person that's disabled. Like, oh, good for you for waking up this morning. Hey, you did it. Like, or if I give me a job, good for you. Like, a disabled person is not supposed to get a job. Like, we're not supposed to work in life. Like, we're not supposed to, you know, provide for ourselves. Yes, we may not be able to 100% provide for ourselves physically, but I feel like you shouldn't say good for you. Like, they just wasn't supposed to hire me. Watch what you say and think about how it sounds when you say it to people. That's all I'm asking. So number 9, I would definitely say is if I'm dating someone and we're out and about and we're lunch, mall, whatever the case may be, don't whisper in the distance, why he with her? He must feel sorry for her. Do he really like her? That's things you just don't say. That's common sense you just don't say. Anybody, and I mean anybody, is capable of being loved regardless disability or not. You are capable of being loved. You are capable of giving love. Just because you are in a wheelchair, a scooter, a walker, crutches, can't move whatsoever, you are still capable of being loved by anybody. Just because another person that is perfectly able to do whatever they like, that doesn't mean that they should not love someone else that is not capable. It is very disappointing to hear people say stuff like that. Like, the smallest disability could be a problem to somebody. And I never understood just because that small disability means they shouldn't have a boyfriend. They shouldn't have a girlfriend because he's paralyzed. It just don't make no sense. Last but not least, number 10. I'm gonna say a positive thing for number 10. It's live your life. I've heard that a lot, and I've experienced that from people. Live your life. You are nothing different. Just because you have challenges, everybody has challenges. Your challenges just may be harder than somebody else's. So, live your life and live it to the fullest like you never lived it before. Even if you were able-bodied before and maybe had an accident, maybe you were born that way, anything. Live your best life. And you're living your best life. Ain't no back and forth with you niggas. So that's all I have for you guys. I know this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, so I hope you stick with me through this video. If you didn't, you ain't a ride or die. So all my ride or dies, thank you for going ahead and sitting with me through this video and having this talk. Like I said in the beginning, this video is not to bash anybody. It's just to make people aware that some things should not be said. Some things may be heard differently than how you're saying it, than what you think. You're trying to be nice and curious and all these things. But I'm not here to put anybody down for things that you have may said to me or may have said to somebody else that is disabled. But just don't treat anybody any different. They are worth love. They are worth living. They are worth doing whatever they like to do and accomplishing whatever they can accomplish. Just, I would say, don't be small-minded about things. Make sure when you're asking someone something, acknowledge them first. Like, acknowledge the fact that they're there. Acknowledge the fact, hi, how are you doing? My name is such and such. What is your name? Make a conversation first before you just randomly ask somebody why they knee bent backwards. Make sure that you like, comment, and share this video out. Give it a huge, huge, huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Like I said in the beginning, you can stay tuned in and never tune out.